like, hey, welcome to the show. It's another episode. I'm Ed. And then automatically, Chris just goes, I'm Chris. And then I go, I'm Nate. And then Ed just picks up again.
And that's the start of the show, guys. Welcome to the show.
that was a lot of enthusiasm in that intro, Nate. That was good. We're going to roll with that one.
Oh, man.
Well, perfect. Well, then let's just roll with it.
So what are you guys drinking?
Mine's not very exciting. It's a Valley beer. I don't have any other beer. I'm going to be honest. I drank all my other good red beer, and it's what I live next to, so that's what I drank.
What about the beer I gave you?
Oh, you know what? That's true. I should go run and grab that blind pig. I'm going to save that. I did have that Pliny during the Coyotes win on Sunday. It was a tasty beverage. Thank you very much for the Pliny.
Oh, you gave him one?
Yeah.
Because you're a great friend, Ed.
I went and got him.
That's true.
That's pretty great, don't you think? I risked the COVID to drive through California.
It's true. Yeah, but that's just because you wanted to go romping in your Jeep. That's a good point, Chris. I do have a box full of Rowley out in the garage that I should work my way through.
The funny thing is, when I bought that beer back, I was like, should I drop it off to Chris? And I was like, nah, fuck that. I drove all the way to California. He can come get it from me.
And I did.
Ed.
And he did.
And I did.
It's fine. I'll drive across town for some Pliny, some blind pig.
Mm-hmm.
No problem there.
Did
you buy the 12-pack of the Valley beer, Nate?
I did. I love that box, too. It's so awesome. Great work. Great artwork. Killer branding as usual.
Listen, I bought a 12-pack when I was there a while ago when they first released them, right? Bought a 12-pack, and we were going camping. I was like, oh, I should get some lighter beers. I can drink some beer, more beer throughout the day and not worry about drinking 7% IPAs all day long. Yeah, I'm not a Hoppy lager boy. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to – I can't jump on that bandwagon.
Really?
I was just like, I don't know why people like these. I don't know. They're so good.
Really?
No, dude. I can't do it.
That's funny.
I'm
not a Hoppy lager boy.
Not doing it. I mean, more power to you guys.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. I'm not a stout guy, man, and I just accept it. I'm done with it. I'm just owning it now.
Well, I'm not a lager guy, so new podcast for just you two.
Did you guys see the light beer from Tombstone?
Oh,
no.
It looks like water.
The Tombstone Light? Yeah, it looks like lemonade.
It was so light. I was like, wow.
No, I missed that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Do you want to guess the price on it? You'll never believe the price.
$14.99
for a 4-pack.
Wait. For a 4-pack?
A 4-pack for the price.
$3.99.
No, a little higher because it's not fucking Schlitz.
$9.99. Was it $9.99?
$8 for a 4-pack.
Dang. What was the ABV?
1.2%.
Yeah, it's.
Was it really?
No.
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a 3.
4.2.
It looks like water. It is. What is it?
4.2.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was just light.
That's super light.
Even Weedy was like, this is the lightest beer I've ever brewed in my life. And the pictures, definitely. I am drinking, by the way, a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale from the 1980 label. They brought it back, evidently. It says at the top there. You guys can't see it on the podcast, but the label, I don't know if you guys see it really hard, but it's very like light. It almost looks like it's faded. I think it's been sitting in the window too long since 1980.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? That's cool.
And I was like, oh, all right.
I don't know why I just brought this closer.
That's an odd thing to do, though, don't you think? Nostalgic labels. I wasn't even born when that label came out.
Yeah, me either.
In 1980?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean, I wasn't born either, but I figured one of you guys was.
Listen, it got me. I saw it and was like, oh, I haven't seen Savannah in a while. I should try that.
No, I love that. Yeah, I love that vintage stuff, though. It's cool they did that.
So Ed sent us some disturbing photos this last week in our...
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to lose my lunch.
Oh, dude. So he sent us a picture of... First, we probably should say, I don't know what's going on right now, but there's a lot of, like, weird things going into... Like, you should be like, every once in a while, some weird thing popped out. It seems like there's a lot of stuff happening right now. Like, weird in beer.
So are we just going to ignore what I'm drinking? Are we just going to skip
No,
that?
nobody cares what you're drinking, Ed.
Yeah, we skipped Nate last time, so I guess it's my turn to
No, you
get skipped.
you tied into the conversation as we go.
Oh, okay. I'll see if
How
I
long
can.
you been doing this?
I'll see if I can work that in. Do I look like a fucking
Go
late
ahead.
night host?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Maybe on El Telemundo.
Yeah, that's racist.
That's right.
Great. Now 2/3 of this podcast are going to
Sure.
get canceled.
That is hilarious. That was good.
Anyway, continue, Chris, with what shouldn't be in
Dude.
beer that we talk about all the time.
Yeah, like
What are you drinking?
No, I got to
It's
work it
funny
into
that
the
you-
show. So
Okay, sorry.
Chris gave me a
We're
task.
doing the show.
Chris gave me a goal.
Yeah, try
Right,
to do this.
sorry. Hit it, Chris.
Oscar Blues put out a beer that I think it was on International Mustard Day with French's. It was French's
Oh, fucking
mustard
way.
beer. It was an ale.
No,
I
thank
don't
you.
even know. Oh, dude, there was a photo. I don't know if it was from the French's site or Oscar Blues' site, but it was what's her name, Allison from the American Pie series girl, the red-haired girl. She was, I love mustard and French's, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, this is. She's got like a giant yellow soft cooler and a bunch of cases, like a bunch of like 6-packs of that beer on the table. I was just like,
Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
I love mustard, but I don't love mustard that much.
Drinking that mustard beer.
It's a wheat beer, 5.2%. It's got a 3.79 on Untapped right now.
That
Let me see if I
high?
can find a really good.
Because forget the
I wanna
mustard.
try-
You
I
lost
guess I
me
wanna
at
try
wheat.
I know. I think that's what it is. It somebody wants to try. Everybody's like, "Is it good? Does it taste like mustard?"
I guess I
It's
want
like-
to take like a sip.
Like, listen, would you eat a hot dog and that beer at the same time?
No.
Oh, well, maybe.
Eat a hot
Well,
dog,
I don't know. Maybe.
drink that beer.
Maybe it's hot. Maybe at a baseball game. It's a warm day.
What about
You can get
What
the
about that
pickle
beer?
beer too.
dip the hot dog in the beer?
Ugh,
and
hot
then-
dog flavored
No,
water. Yeah.
No, you lost me. You firmly lost me.
Sorry. This guy put immediate tart mustard taste followed by no sweetness.
So it tasted
Aw.
like vinegar. It was basically vinegar in that beer.
That's too funny. But yeah, I mean the can's like, if you haven't seen it, you should just Google it. But it's like it literally is the front of a French mustard bottle. It literally says French's on it. It's literally
Yeah, it was a collab
It's-
with them, so
right.
they used
So it
the
wasn't like a
full.
spoof.
Yeah, it wasn't like a parody or like a stealing a copy of the label. Like
Right.
they got permission to use French's artwork or trademark or whatever they
Yeah.
used.
Yep, did it with them. So, but the one that Ed sent us that was really made me throw up in my mouth a little bit was a fire. It's called Fiery Crunchy Cheesy Boys, which, yeah, it's a sour though.
I can't even imagine.
That
Oh,
sounds
I can't even
terrible.
imagine. I want to
You'll
try
get
it
to see my
though.
face. It is, by the way, also 5.2. It's 3.74. So it's a little less people tried it, I guess, checked it in, but it is. This guy give it a half star.
There's no way it's. Oh man, I'd love to try it.
Like I don't even like drinking a beer after like eating Cheetos or having Cheetos, and like there's just certain things that don't mix
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're drinking beer, and it's like I don't want
Agreed.
Cheetos and a beer. I don't even want that combination, let
Well,
alone
and,
in
you
the
know,
beer.
like, I was trying to think of another beer style that might go better with it. Be like, oh, sour just seems like not a good combo for it. I was like, but what other beer would be good for it? And nothing came to mind. That being said, I tried to figure out. I just went to Untapped and just searched Cheetos because I thought it was a Cheetos. It's basically a Cheetos themed beer. It's just not called Cheetos. And sadly enough, I knew you guys would never guess this, but there are 19 other beers that have Cheetos in the name. Like
I wouldn't. You're absolutely correct. We should have done a guessing game because
Yeah.
I would never have guessed 19.
and some of them are like wheat beers. One's a cream ale. There's a hot
Oh,
Cheetos
that
Hoppy cream ale.
that sounds fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I mean a couple of
Gag
them
me
are
with a
home brews.
spoon.
It's just but yeah, hot Cheetos and Takis cream ale, and I'm like,
Oh,
God, that is awful.
that's just like,
So-
oh yeah, I'm gonna eat some Cheetos and then drink a glass of milk.
Right. I mean,
Oh.
It's right up there with that for me.
it's funny. Like of all the people we've talked to through the podcast and asked them about what shouldn't be in a beer, I don't think everybody's ever brought up Cheetos.
I know, and it should have been on top of the list.
I don't think it had to
Everyone
be
like
said.
Cheetos.
It should have been like one of those
Flaming hot
unsung
Cheetos
rules.
too, right?
Yeah, it was flaming hot.
The
Yeah,
limon ones.
let's get this straight. It wasn't just Cheetos; it was flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah, with that extra 6
Disgusting.
layers of dust on it.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I like eating them, but I don't want them. I don't want to drink them. That just seems
I don't want
weird.
to eat them. I don't want to drink them.
Okay, and that's from the person that tried the beard beer from Rogue with no problem.
Oh.
Like, and that doesn't bother me at all, just because of the science of it. But like, just throwing Takis and Cheetos and something's like, oh, that just seems bad.
Because I'm not even a
What
fan
other
of the
things
chili
do
beers.
Yeah,
There's
But, like,
very
Exactly.
few chili
I hate
beers.
hot beer.
but like,
I hate
but, like,
hot beer.
Cheetos and Takis are such processed food. I mean, you can call it food at this point. What do you put in your beer? Like, what is it doing to it?
Well, the question is, what's next? Because it seems like the escalation is just getting worse.
Right.
Because we went from the flurry of banana
When will it
beers.
stop?
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. Like, it seems it's gotten farther and farther and farther away from the, the what craft beer used to be. It's like, pure ingredients and very traditional styles, not like crazy adjuncts. And now it's just like adjunct city. Like, what other adjuncts we throw in here?
Yeah.
So.
Or let's make a 3% smoothie and call it beer. Nate muted himself. That's how
I had
upset
to
he is.
clear my throat. Who made the beer?
It was Martin's House Brewing Company, located at Fort Worth, Texas. They also have Best Made Sour Pickle Beer.
Which pickle beers is
I
would try
terrible.
that.
The one you brought, Chris, was horrible.
I would try it.
Yeah, well, that was also it was old, and I mean, it's just like weird cucumber water, which your wife liked, remember? So there's that.
Well, yeah, but she likes cucumber water.
Yeah, it's gross. Gross.
Oh, by the way, they
it's
were
not
serving
gross.
corn dogs when they released that Cheetos beer. So imagine that fucking combination.
That is awful.
Yeah, imagine that trip to the toilet afterwards.
Bunch of clam chowder coming out of the body.
Well, if you look at the picture too, it looks like they literally put Flaming Hot Cheetos in water. It's a nasty Cheetos color and everything.
Yeah, I'm looking at one picture, and it is like a Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
Or, like,
it's a
sauce.
color of red that doesn't exist on like the spectrum.
Oh my, that is too much. I don't want to try that. I mean,
Not
I
a
guess I'd try anything once. Let's be honest. I mean, any beer once. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's qualify that real quick. Nate would have got a bunch of emails, some fan mails real quick.
Try anything once.
He's like, "Ooh, what's your OnlyFans?"
So what do you think the next step is?
I don't think there's anything that's too far.
Dude, so we went like a candy phase where it's just like lots of different candies and candy bars, but people, I mean, like I said, people did those chicken nuggets for a while, the heavily fruited beers.
Oh yeah, like the chicken beers have been done. I mean,
Oyster beers.
What is too
beers.
far?
We've already had
like
bodily
blood?
functions in beer.
Blood, I think blood would be a little much.
Maybe like,
I wouldn't try that beer.
like snake's blood or something.
Isn't there like a
They put a worm like in the beer, like it just floats in the beer, like when you just tequila. Like, yeah, gotta eat the worm in that beer. Yeah.
That's the next step. That's a good one.
Yeah.
fermented worms? That's all it is.
Fermented. Yeah, that's what it is. Some
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like that.
bug. Scorpions in Arizona. Let's see the scorpions in beer.
Oh, like the scorpion candy. I'm surprised somebody hasn't done that. Play on the like scorpion candies you get. I wonder if anybody's tried that really sour plum from Japan. Was it umaboshi plum? It's like the sourest thing on the planet or something like that.
Really?
You've never heard of that?
No,
No.
Yeah, it's a sour plum. I think it's from Japan, but beyond sour, like painfully sour.
Like a
Painfully
mega
sour.
warhead sour.
Well, no, like beyond that.
Like a super mega head ward.
Yeah,
I was gonna say not.
It's like 5 of
not
them in your
possible. Yeah.
People have done warhead
Well,
beers, though,
crybaby.
right?
They have, yeah.
Yeah, where do you go from here?
I mean, I don't think there's anything that you can't put in a beer.
Could you put sushi in a beer?
I'm sure there's things that are
Umami.
impractical to put in a beer, but they've already put seaweed in a beer. Didn't Arizona Wilderness make that beer that came from that island that was mean to whales or something?
Yeah, they were whaling off of that island.
That's totally baseless, by the way, on my end. I have no idea. I have zero detail.
No, they caught some heat for that because they had nothing to do with it, but they went to like some island where they were hunting whales to get seaweed. So it was kind of a unfortunate timing on their part, I think.
Sue Ed directly, Arizona Wilderness. I've got nothing to do with it.
That's fine. They can come after me. I don't give a shit.
He said it.
Focus up, Ed.
He
Go
said
focus
it.
up.
Yeah, you see me puffing my chest out?
No, but yeah, I don't know what's. I think that I honestly do. I guess it would be nice to see a return to some styles though, like the dry hopped West Coasts are super tasty and nice to see coming back again. I don't know. I also want to see like heavily dry hopped stuff, like heavily dry hopped lagers, like because we haven't really seen stuff like that around here yet.
Well, it's like you mentioned it the last show when you had the what was the lawnmower beer you had from Wren House?
Yeah. Or weekend homework.
Yeah, weekend homework, but it had like a picture of a lawnmower on it. Like that type of beer and like the Pliny and the Blind Pig and stuff like that. That kind of brings you back to like, this is why I got into beer, not fucking super adjunct, thick smoothie type beers or off flavors that are masked as fruit and shit like that. It's like, oh yeah, I want a clean, flavorful, hoppy beer.
Yeah, it really is a reminder. And I mean, honestly, we all like double IPAs and big, thick, cloudy ones, but it's nice to see the West Coast too. And like I said, there's still some styles we haven't even seen. Like Cellar Maker does the cool, like super dry hopped lager, and I'd like to drink one of those sometimes.
Yeah, like somebody brought me that, what was it, twice the daily serving from Trillium. That was a confusing beer. It tasted like a handful of raspberries.
And it was supposed to be
I think it was a Berliner with raspberries. Okay. Hence the twice the daily serving of raspberries.
I gotcha.
But it was very thick. It's like I barely finished the one beer. Like I don't even want to drink the other three.
Well, bring one over to my house.
Yeah. I said I'll try one. Where was mine at when I came over, Ed? Damn it.
It was after that.
Yeah, we'll each take one of those. Ed Laz is like, no, I'm not sharing this.
He's like, yeah, no. You guys saw the information about Stone's CEO resigning, right?
Yes, I sent it to you.
About that.
Oh, that's right.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the CEO?
A little bit. So, like, I know.
So your nerd level's above mine. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
A little bit. Yeah, no, I actually read the article, so that makes more sense too. I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Touche.
It's basically just there's the two guys started Stone, right? So they're co-founders, and at the time, like Greg Cook actually wanted to like kind of step away from being the CEO of the company and be whatever his title is now. So they actually had to find somebody to do that, and that was this guy. I believe his name was Dominic Ingalls. I want to say it sounds right.
Oh yeah, you really read the article, didn't you?
I didn't memorize the article, Ed. I read the article. So
skimmed it. Steve
Wagner's he's actually one of the co-founders. He's going to take over CEO now. The previous CEO, Dominic, who resigned, I think he came from Palm, P-O-M.
Like the pomegranate juice?
Yeah, that's the people. He came from there.
Palm Corporation?
But yeah, he came from them. He's gone. Didn't say the letter that came out that they actually sent to the employees didn't actually say where he was going or what he was doing. It's just that he resigned. And so who knows actually what's going on with that. But the old co-founder Steve Wagner's taking over again. So we'll see. Some people are like just still bitter online about Stone and their big beer suing people or whatever, and they're like the 9th biggest brewery in the U.S., so they're still not even close to being the top brewery in the U.S.
Do you think that loses?
But they're 9th. That's crazy.
Do you think they lose their credibility when they hire people like that outside? Hire outside for positions like that, like when the original people step away from daily duties like that.
Listen, if you ever watched Bar Rescue, you figure out pretty quickly that you're not a CEO of a company. That's not in your wheelhouse. And so you can step back and make bigger decisions and they can deal with the day-to-day stuff. I mean, that makes more sense. Like have somebody actually has the understanding and the knowledge and has done it, let them take the helm. And then you can step back and help with other bigger picture stuff, So.
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, but it kind of loses like the romantic aspect of it, right? Like, oh, it was these two guys who started this and they did everything the way they wanted to. When you have a CEO in place, arrogant bastard doesn't come out of a corporation like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they have a board too. I mean, Stone has a board, so it's not like it's even.
Well, they have private investment, don't they? Or outside investment, third party investment?
I don't think so.
No, I swear I read something that they have like
big
investment.
I don't know offhand, but they're. I mean, at this point, they're huge, right? So I mean, they're gonna have to have people that do things like that. And if anybody still has a romantic idea of them being like the underdog, small guy, rent house kind of people, working two jobs, they're not. I mean, they
go to a couple of the restaurants, man.
Yeah, I mean they are.
World Bistro is like a world-class facility.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's one of those like, yeah, I get it. It's just people moving out of high positions as CEOs and stuff. So we'll see. I mean, at this point, they're looking for new people to fill this. So look for that post if you're a CEO, Ed, or
yeah.
So this is from 2016.
I'll be throwing my hat in the ring.
Get your CV updated.
Yeah. So this is from 2016, and this is from Brewbound. It says SEC filing indicates 90 million VMG investment in Stone Brewing. VMG specializes in food and beverage investments.
How much did 90 million buy him, though? I wonder.
Yeah.
Well, it bought him a failed attempt in Germany, and where was the other one that they closed?
That one probably cost more than 90 million. That was a big loss for them, their Germany facility. There's no way that wasn't huge for them.
It kind of seems like they haven't recovered from that. Not financially necessarily, but their decision making really hasn't been. It seems like they've lost confidence ever since like the Germany thing fell through, and I forget where the other one was.
Well, I mean, they had the Stone Farms, which was a little farther north. They did the farm for a bit, and then there. I mean, for a while they were talking about doing that hotel across the street from the World Bistro, and that never really came either out of anything. So
they should though. They should do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were a lot more cautious with some of their moves, and it also seemed like they basically were just pumping out, standard. It was like they basically did an IPA over and over and over again, then just call it different things, right? They weren't really doing a whole lot of anything different. So
yeah, well, I mean, when you go to the World Bistro and you look at the beer menu, it's full of crazy stuff, and it's almost like they got too big for their britches in a weird way. But
going to the bistro and having those kind of one-off things, like I used to feel like that was like an incubator for some of their beers they had actually produced, right? You would go there and these beers that were really kind of crazy or had some kind of twist on them, they would actually eventually put into cans or bottles or whatever and get, sell them. But they stopped kind of doing that. It was literally like I feel like this last year or 2 years has been like, here's an IPA, here's another IPA, we're just gonna call it a different name. Here's another IPA, we're gonna call it a different name. Here's another IPA, we're gonna call it a different name. Here's a variety pack of all those IPAs we just created. And it's like, cool.
Yeah, what's their drink by line? What's it called? Is it drink by or best by or the date?
Yeah.
Like you see those everywhere now.
Enjoy by.
Yeah, enjoy by.
I mean, they've always done several dates, but
no, I mean, you said the vertical epics and stuff, and then even the Russian Imperial stuff that they used to make was way better, and the last couple of years haven't been very good. So they had their excess line for a long time that were like the ceramic bottles that were like $20 for a bottle, and they were amazing. So
yeah, speaking of hot beers, since Stone's coming up on August is their 24th anniversary. Are you gonna bust out the Crime and Punishment?
Actually, we should.
Since we're talking about hot beers,
we'll do that.
Hate them. No way. I wouldn't drink a sip of it.
Nate, you gonna drink that or you drink Battle Axe?
I guess I drink the Crime and
like it's still so decisive. That was the worst beer ever.
Yeah, I guess that's so gross. Yeah, no, it's garbage.
Now who is Wilderness going to go after, Nate?
That's all right. We already told Chase in his face that it was awful.
Who's Arizona Wilderness going to snag now? And I don't know. Do they need someone?
No, I meant to go after since you said they're going to go after me.
Oh, well, no. They're just going to stick with you, buddy.
Okay. Well, I'll try and make amends. They did post a picture of the July 11th, and it looks pretty good this time.
Oh, really?
It looks like the first year they did it with that really
Aren't we in August?
hot pink. Yeah, it's a little late for July 11th. I thought July 11th was the brew date, right? Not the release date?
Right.
Or something to do with the date. I don't know.
Time.
Oh, that's right.
So, Ed, what you drinking there?
I am drinking a hop chowder from Goldwater Brewing Company. Have you ever heard of it?
No, that's not. Dude, that's not a hop chowder. That is an El Taller hazy IPA, from what I hear.
No. It's what's that? Parallel thinking? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, right.
Or blatant theft.
Wow. Yeah. Dude.
Tomato.
You kind of set that message, and yeah, I went and looked at their even their Instagram page. Look at it. Well, not Instagram. Like, where was it? I saw there's somebody. I think somebody else's Instagram that they're posting pictures of them, and it was like blatant. Like the birthday suit IPA or whatever that.
Well, yeah, I sent you the picture of the logo, and you're like, yeah, that's really eerily similar. And then I sent you the picture of the birthday suit versus whatever they were calling theirs, and it was identical, barring like some color change.
To be very honest, to be fair, Goldwater's logo is very clip arty, and so is ours. Right? It's not anything unique and crazy and off the wall.
Yeah, it's a very simple design.
It looks like clip art. Right, simple. It's clip art. It's fine. It's not a big deal. There's lots of logos that look like that, including ours. And so, they changed it and they put some stars on there, and it's like, oh, all right, it's close. It's really close, but okay, fine. But yeah, that birthday suit is like they took that, they covered up where it said IPA across his stomach. It was
even the tattoos on the art is there.
Right, it's a little cartoon guy that has a hop beard. He's wearing a backwards hat. He's got tattoos and sunglasses, and he's like chugging a mug full of beer. And it's pretty unique. It's definitely somebody drew this, right? Somebody's art, and they took it and they basically just saturated the colors so it's a lot darker and brighter.
Yeah, they put an Instagram filter on it.
Pops in the background of it, and you're like, rip off. They actually, it's even better. One of the pictures they posted, Goldwater posted. They took one of their photos they took of them pouring like a Goldwater beer, and they just photoshopped Goldwater off of it, and they put their name on it. It's literally the same background.
That's great.
I was like, dang, dude, that's great. I mean, and so people were like, these people aren't trying. They're not even trying to be similar. It's like they literally just took it and changed it.
Yeah, they weren't taking the design and tweaking it and being like, oh, it's similar, but it's different. No, they were blatantly taking the art. And like you said, it was just a saturation on that one instance. Like they didn't even make an effort to change anything other than the name.
Okay. And I don't know if that was on purpose. I think maybe it was just because they used that dark background and their printer just didn't match the colors properly. Maybe it was like their printer versus Goldwater's printer or whatever. It was like that's it's not like, I don't know if that was intentional for them to do that.
Well, that brewery's in Peru or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they probably have a Canon from the 80s that they print off of.
Dude, it would be so sick to go to their brewery, and if it's just crazy ripped off inside,
so somebody posted a picture, right? So if you've seen Goldwater has that where it's the two skeleton hands, and they're basically slapping two mugs together, whatever, cheersing. They have that at their brewery on a window.
Can you imagine? Wow. You walk in, you can see the beer list, and it's the same kind of just tiles they have going down with the same kind of lettering.
Somebody, the worst beer blog Ed said that I picked it up too. I went and looked at that, and somebody made a comment. They said Goldwater should make a beer just making fun of them, El Taller or whatever, just making fun of the brewery and see if they steal it without knowing. I was like, that's a good idea. They should really make one.
Good.
And then I think you sent a thing where they basically turned it into was it CeeLo's rap from the 90s, which was a little bit taller.
Oh yeah.
It was too funny. Oh man. That was pretty crazy.
That's great. That is really good.
And here's the thing: what are they gonna do? It's Peru, right? You're not gonna go to Peru and be like, "Hey, stop doing this." They can't do anything. A whole other country.
Yeah, who knows what their laws are as far as copyright? Who knows what Goldwater has copyright? I'm sure they have their logo, but like, are they copywriting every one of their art labels or?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, they're probably protected a little bit with some of that, but not to the extent, and definitely not international. I mean, there's no way they're not going to go. And even Peru, like we get to go Peru and be like, hey.
Yeah, it depends on their laws too.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not worth the money and time. And I don't think anybody in Peru is going to be confused with Goldwater's beers in the U.S. Like, it's like, if you're trading beers from here to Peru, there's a problem. In general, you probably shouldn't stop. Or vice versa. Either way, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a personal thing of because Dylan does all their artwork, the owner, and to have your stuff just ripped off like that has to suck.
Right. Yeah.
Because like you do all the design stuff for us. Like you put work into it. It takes effort, and you're proud of what you do. And it sucks to have somebody just not even give you credit and just completely claim it as their own.
And some of it takes time, and some of it's pieced together from other things. And there's definitely inspiration for other stuff for sure. So it's, for someone to just take what you drew inspiration from and then like completely just rip it off verbatim. That's not cool. Imitation is the best form of flattery, but theft is still theft at that point. It's not even imitation, right? It's just straight up theft.
Well, yeah. So. If they've been doing this for like a year or months or something like that, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, according to them, it's been years.
Right. And we probably should give a shout out to, was it Tim? Tim's actually the one that found it, right?
Tim posted it. I don't know if somebody sent it to him or he found it or it just popped up in his feed somehow but yeah, Tim was the first one to call it out, and then everybody else kind of like jumped on the bandwagon, and Dylan posted a bunch of stuff of comparing basically shot for shot. That was the crazy part. It was shot for shot, just blatant theft.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's crazy.
But to play devil's advocate, where's the line at? Because like I said, I'm drinking hop chowder, and that is a play on the Campbell's soup logo.
Right.
So like, where do you draw that line of, is it theft? Well, is it parody? Is it,
it's if you took a brand that wasn't traditionally beer and then you've made a logo off it or whatever, I can see that. Like, that's parody. That's kind of making fun of something else. They're kind of playing off of it or whatever. But when you take somebody else's like logo and you take their, they didn't name their beers after them as far as what I saw, but like they took other designs from can art and stuff. They actually took art and put it up in their brewery.
Yeah.
They're basically stealing their brand identity at that point. And that's a completely different level of theft. That's not even, it's not just like parody or not just like, kind of like, just little things like something that's similar or whatever, or something very like, looks close. It's literally, you're taking the whole brand.
So the line is claiming it as your own versus acknowledging that you're just playing off an homage or whatever you want to call it. And obviously the Campbell's logo is it's not, like you said, in the beer industry.
Right. But even like you look at design in general, and there's you go to Adobe stock and you go to like Riggin, all these other places, there's tons of stock artwork that you can just purchase, and there's different licensing for all those things, and you take pieces of things and put them together, and as long as you change it a certain percentage, and then it's fine. But like, there's different little weird rules for all that. But yeah, when you just take something and you basically just take someone else's like graphic completely and just slap your name on it, that's not, you're not even trying at that point, right? You're not even trying to hide or be different or, even say that you try to be artistic and put your spin on it. You literally just took somebody else's artwork and put your name on it. Not cool. Not cool.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
No.
Well, speaking of artwork, though, Ed, we have some artwork coming out, though.
We do. We have finally stopped talking about doing glassware, and we actually submitted art and a glass to be produced, made, colored, etched. Not etched.
No,
Chris
not
made
etched.
that adamantly clear the other day when I showed him a bunch of etched glassware, and you can't see it. The etching is permanent, and it lasts longer than like silk screening or whatever. I mean, it's a little more advanced now than just silk screening, but etched glassware, you can't see anything.
It's just not. It's not cool. I mean, you can't really do much with it. It's unless it's a very big thing, it's lost in the beer anyways. So you need that kind of high contrast. So we'll see.
But yeah, we're working on it. We'll keep it under wraps, I guess, for now until I actually get a delivery date for the glassware. But obviously, Patreon supporters are going to get glassware 100%. It's almost a question of how many glasses at this point, not if. We'll probably do giveaways, probably hand them out at different events if there are ever any events. Maybe we call some of our friends and be like, hey, can we come hang out and give away glassware? Like, we're not trying to make money off of these in any way. We'll probably sell some if we want to recover some of the cost that it took to make them.
Right, but it's still, we're
not to profit. We're not going to charge like
it's not going to be profit.
$15 a glass or anything like that. We're using a local company in Arizona, so we kept it local. Chris did the design. We kind of all agreed on the glass.
Yeah, I love that glass. And it's 20 ounces.
Yes, 20 ounces, none of the 16-ounce bullshit.
Right, so that you can fit a whole 16-ounce beer in there and not worry about it.
And a good amount of head.
Yep. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. So we'll see what comes out, and then depending on how well these do, we can always make more, right? As well.
We have to do the gold flake or the gold metal metallic one. Sure. Yeah, gold foil. There you go. Make it super exclusive. We'll make like 5.
Well, two people that will definitely be getting glasses from us will be John Rowley and West Burbank. Pull that Raleigh Farmhouse Ales. We definitely get glasses to those guys for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
So, definitely hooked us up. Got to hook those guys up. So
I'm sure Nate wants to send one to Luke because he's in love with Luke.
That's fine. Maybe. How much do you think shipping to Australia would be for
send one to Chase?
Send one to Chase. Think you're drinking Australia while he's over there hanging out with the dingoes?
I think he's in New Zealand.
No, he's Australia. Then he was going to New Zealand for a little bit too.
Nice.
So, I haven't got his video diary in a while, so I'm kind of worried. I gotta call him.
Oh yeah, get him up.
But yeah, so yeah, we should definitely excited for it. Definitely see how it goes. So, speaking of which, though, people actually, if they want one, it's pretty easy to do. You can actually become a patron supporter. And how do people do that, Ed?
They go on their computer and hit the buttons. You keep reversing this on me. Don't you usually ask Nate that? Nate's
I'm sure they could
guy.
just go to patreon.com/Hoppy Craftsmen.
See, that's the way Nate does it.
And I don't even know, but I bet that's what it is.
Exactly.
You were correct.
That was painful to listen to.
Or people could go to our website, which is hoppycraftsmen.beer, and then click on our Patreon link there as well.
And they should do it.
Yep. So some cool things like that. We do have some tiers left. Ed, do you know who the Rasputin people in the world are?
Nope. Once again, that's a question I'm supposed to ask you because you have the list in front of you. I do not have it in front of me.
At the bottom of the document, the outline has at the bottom.
You act like I have the document up.
And he was so smooth too, Chris. You were so smooth too. You were so smooth with it. You just threw it right over to him, and he just fumbled it.
You think I would have been prepared based on last time when he asked me, but I wasn't.
You think that we've done this 1,000 times, and you
Chris was so smooth with it. He just handed it off.
I can't even find the stupid outline right now.
Oh God!
I don't even know who you sent it to.
Fine, Ed. You ask me, and I will say it again.
All right, let's pretend like this never happened. Chris, who are the raddest people in the world?
The raddest people in the world, Ed, are Zach Dominguez, Jessica Langley, Jessica Langley, we just changed her name. The Indie Beer Show, Sina Gomez, Rob Fulmer, Mark Ballesteros, Anthony Bracamonte. They're our patron supporters. So, like I said, if you want to get in this glassware, join the patrons. We actually got to add that to a certain level. I'm not sure what.
I would say for the initial giveaway for the glassware, as far as Patreon goes, is probably going to be anyone who's a Patreon. And then after that first cutoff date, it'll probably be a tier after that.
Yeah,
So if you
that
sign
makes
up
sense.
at any level between now and the actual release of the glass, you'll probably get one. But after that, it will be probably the $5 tier, I would assume, because that's what basically buy a beer and you keep the glass is how I was thinking about it.
There you go.
Nate's gonna make me throw up because he's doing like a vlogger tour of his house right now.
Sorry, my bad.
It's all good.
Nate, where can people find us?
They can find us on hobbycraftsman.beer and at Instagram on at hobbycraftsman. Or is it at the hobbycraftsman?
And you say I'm unprofessional.
At
Yeah,
Hoppy
at
Craftsmen.
hobbycraftsman. Yeah, there we go. I got it. This was a tight one, boys. This was a very tight show. We showed how efficient we've made it over the last several years.
Listen, I'm still
Oh,
new,
yeah.
so I'm still working out the bugs.
Especially that intro. It's going to
Yeah.
be a tight one.
I'm going to write it down one of these days.
It's a very tight butthole, as they say.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
If we're going out, I'm Nate.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Chris.
All right. Have a good one, guys.